drum. There goes one flag right there, that's a banner, and another one there, okay? So you can see the symbolic implication of it all. We just made these monkeys still represent America, even though we just murdered 3,000 of their ass. You see how peaceful and docile they are, and this is why we're still getting murdered and shut down in the street, because even though we are a divine people and we do know how to conduct ourselves, you should have just stayed your ass at home and mourned the death of all those people, other than come out here and burn up all this wasted shoe leather to make a spectacle of yourself. And none of the people standing around looking at you dumbasses as white people, because everybody else is marching in the damn parade. So look, they asses got free entertainment that day. It's so ridiculous.
It was time for black people to get together and fight back. He spoke.
See, this is not fighting back. This is free entertainment. They probably sold tickets to these motherfuckers. You don't know.
Out at an emergency meeting in Harlem.
The whole thing, my friends, is a bloody farce. That the police and soldiers did nothing to stem the murder thirst of the mob is conclusive proof of conspiracy on the part of the civil authorities to condone the acts of the white mob against Negroes. White people are taking advantage of black men today because black men all over the world are disunited.
Message.
It is that speech that marks the turning point of Garvey away from Jamaica, away from a preoccupation with matters related to the West Indies. And now he's not looking for support for what he is hoping to accomplish in the West Indies, but rather he is now sucked into the vortex of American race relations.
Okay, see? Now, did you see that? They said he was right there, he got sucked into the vortex of American race relation. Can you believe that? This man came here from Jamaica already aware that the problems that was in Jamaica was in the Americas too. He didn't accidentally come to America and get involved with all the activities he got involved with. Okay, this was his genetics, ordained in the cosmos. Nothing accidental about any of it. He was a teenager, already a damn activist.
Garvey is deeply suspicious of the efforts of white liberals and of their black peers to bring about the integration of blacks in the United States. He, as a matter of fact, doesn't believe that it's possible. He does not believe that white people can represent the best interest of black people.
That's absolutely right. That's my whole point. And that type of insight is profound. I mean, that he was born with a light of intelligence that he was completely 100% aware of. And he was not afraid to let it shine to people. There's a lot of people on the earth that's Marcus Garveys. Okay, a lot of people on the earth that's Marcus Garveys are afraid to come out because they know their light could be dulled. Just like what happened to him. Alright, but who cares about that? What you need to care about is your life being dulled by yourself. That's very selfish.
UNIA in September of 1917. Just as he had in Jamaica, Garvey distinguished himself by calling established black leaders weak and self-serving.
Even though I had a great deal of admiration for W.B. Du Bois and A. Philip Randolph and other black leaders of the time, I thought that their approach to our problems was too doggone tame, and that we needed to have that attitude of Marcus Garvey, that stand up on your feet and be ready to defend your manhood at all times.
And all of a sudden, this golden voice from the Caribbean came and stood on the corners in Harlem and began to talk about self-esteem, holding up your backbone, you know, no wishbones. And Mr. Garvey gave them hope that there was a dream for black people.
Garvey told black Americans that their history did not begin with slavery. Africa's glorious past was also theirs to claim, he said, and people who had once done great things could do them again.
Garvey's message was revolutionary because at that time, it told black people that they had to unite. They had to come together as one and believe in their roots, that they came from something greater than they were told. To begin with, Africa was called the Dark Continent. And the pictures that we got of Africa in those days were cannibals running around in the jungles, putting people in pots.
Let's
Great
get at
deal
this.
of admiration for W.B.
I want to show you something.
That we, from something greater than they were told.
All right, what I was going to suggest is that the whole ideal of the hand up here, see what it suggests, like, oh my, see, look at this. He's coming up behind her, right? You see? And look at this guy. He coming up from the front. That's the squeeze, her in the middle. You see what I mean? Look at how suggestive it is. Her dress partially up. Okay, I'm going to show you how subline suggestion has created this hatred of the black male. First of all, they're in Africa, so she shouldn't be there. Okay? If anybody want to get upset about it, she's there where they live. But look at suggestion in the mind. This is what it suggests in your mind. Even though nothing is really getting done, look what you see getting ready to happen. Just by that. See? Look at it. He's sneaking up behind her. He got a shield protecting himself from her. She's already pulling her dress up. Let's go on. Watch this.
To begin
Watch.
with, Africa was called the
Now
Dark.
look. Tying her up. Right away. See? We know who always have handcuffs and weapons restraining people. But all of a sudden, and look who they got. The woman. Now watch, look. They doing a reverse of roles here. Alright? One thing that's anonymous is that these people here hasn't went to their land doing this. They have caught this lady on their land. But this is not even going to be pictured in the mind of the people that's Hollywood sending this message out to. You're going to miss all that. All you're going to be is the privileged person in America that has the power to react on the helpless people here that's already been mistreated. Then you watch this picture Tuesday night and see us doing this to this white woman and to this man. Watch.
Continent.
See? Look at this stupid shit. See how
And
vicious
the
and stupid we
pictures
look.
that we got of
And look.
Africa.
This guy's starting a fire with a pot. Now, we the cannibals now. Even though in real life, it was the Europeans who was in the cold, snowy mountains and under conditions where they were the ones who had to resort to eating human flesh. But then they take that bad part of their history and try to depict it on us. Now, we in Africa, where there's plenty of food, animals, and everything everywhere, but for some reason, we got to eat other people. No, it was the people that was stuck in the frozen regions of the European mountains that was cannibals, and even taught us to eat meat, because a lot of us didn't eat meat. We were too high spiritual, so we wasn't eating other people because we weren't even eating animals.
In those days,
See, look,
were
here's the catch. Him, again. Mr. Victimized. See, they ain't really did no burning to that lady. They getting ready to rape her. You see, she ain't nowhere near the pot. But look what happened to him. Look.
cannibals running around in the
See,
jungle,
look at this bullshit.
putting people
Like somebody
in
want to eat
pots.
his sorry ass. See, now look. This is why
Bobby changed
your
all
mind
that.
is so tarnished in this country. When you see a black man, you so goofy in your head. It's because of this type of bullshit. that we just saw. Okay?
I am the equal of any white man. I want.
See, that crazy stuff right there was even in his head. Okay? For him to even say that. I am the equal of any white man. That is not claiming anything. And I'm not saying that to take anything away from any white people or any white man at all. That would, for me to try to suggest that no white man is worth saying you are the equal to him, it would be me making a damn fool out of everything that this earth and the principles of science that I have learned stand for. There is no way I would ever suggest that by genetics, a white man has to be stupid. I would never say that. I would never say that by genetics, a white man cannot have an interaction with the sunlight. I will say that through religion, dogma, a lot of the mentality on white men on this earth stagnates their ability to receive true spirituality of self and from the universe, along with the shortage of melanin. The shortage of melanin plus the lack of knowledge of self can impede a European male's true connection with our cosmic universe and how it really works. I will say that, which could stagnate a lot of sunlight information. But I will not say that that is something that he is genetically incapable of. I will never say that. So for him to say that he is as equal as any white man, to me, is to sell himself short. A true God man should address himself as a God equal, meaning that I know I was made by God, which makes me a God. Never equate yourself to just another man of a skin complexion, because right there you give that man greatness over yourself. To think that equating yourself to him will elevate yourself is permission of that elevation, achievement, and your own conceptualization. I look to the sun as my synonymous source of sustainment and identity. That's greater than any white man, any black man, any statue, anything. When I say I'm God, I'm calling myself my true greatness of being. And I know that. I am my spiritual creator essence. What we on this earth have become known as God is what I call myself. I am a representation of my supreme creator essence.
Want you to feel the same way. We have come now to the turning point of the Negro, where we have changed from the old cringing weakling and transformed into full-grown men demanding our portion as men.
He left the impression that the only way there could be a difference in the way black people of African descent could be treated would be for them to have a powerful nation of their own.
Hello.
Garvey toured the country again, this time initiating UNIA branches in big cities and small towns. Sunday meetings of the UNIA soon attracted thousands. A Garvey meeting was a day-long family affair, half political rally and half religious revival.
The first time I went to a Garvey meeting was a Sunday afternoon in November of 1919. It was the first time I had heard the message of the UNIA.